So David A came out as of recent. Of course, he reacted to the Joshua versus Usyk fight, and he had a lot to say. We are definitely going to take a look at it right here. And he said that Joshua should not box tit for tat. He shouldn't have a tit for tat boxing match with Usyk. He needs to impose a size, on Usyk in order to get the win. Let's of course take a look at it right here and proceed.
Explosive victories, a couple of fights that were tight and close. I thought he won both the Parker and the Usyk fight. I'm a little bit biased. I thought he won those, and now here he is potentially in another massive fight. So, who would have thought, after he'd lost to Dylan White, say that he was going to have so many more big nights, big pay-per-view blockbusters with the fans. He's got a massive fan base now. He's got a growing fan base. Everybody's on the war train. And we've got plenty more nights left to give to the fans.
A couple of breakdowns before we go, quick ones. So, how much trouble can Oleksandr Usyk actually cause Anthony Joshua?
Not much, I don't think. I think if Anthony Joshua decides to have a sort of a tit-for-tat boxing match, like just jabbing and trying to score points, then he'd have some trouble. But he's not stupid enough to do that. He's just going to use his beautiful jab, use his height and reach advantage, his size and weight advantage, and his punch power advantage, his physical athletic advantage, the advantage of being able to receive punches from big heavyweights. He's just better all round, and it's just going to be pretty devastating. I've seen it in my head. It's going to be. I said it a couple of times before. He's going to hit him with a 1-2. Might not even land 1-2, but he's going to come across with the left cross/jab and put him down or out, one of the two.
A couple of weeks later, obviously Tyson Fury.
Well, you heard it from David Haye himself. He said Joshua should not or must not box Oleksandr Usyk. Speaking from a factual point, though, we all know, if you're a reboxing fan, okay, if you're a boxer, you know that Oleksandr Usyk is a better boxer than Anthony Joshua. That is a fact, okay? However, he's not a natural heavyweight. That is where, the Joshua comes into play right here. Joshua's advantage being his size, his reach, the guy is a physical specimen. And Joshua also is a good boxer. He's not a guy who just relies on his right hand or on his uppercut, on his left hook. Joshua has so many tools, but he doesn't rely on that. He relies on everything. So you don't really know what's going to come next. Looking at even the Pulev fight, his last fight in December, we saw what he did and how he stopped Pulev in an impressive fashion, and how he took his time as well. I believe that Joshua don't need to approach this fight as a boxer. He needs to approach this fight as a bulldozer, meaning he don't have to, no respect for Usyk. He should try go in there and run him over, okay? But if it comes to boxing, the reason why I say Joshua should not box, might lose if he box against Usyk, is that Usyk, when you box with Usyk, in the earlier rounds, he always want to figure you out. Usyk is one of the most slick boxers in boxing right now. Okay, the guy is a boxing maestro. Usyk is more of a boxer than Tyson Fury. Usyk is a better boxer than Fury. But does he beat Fury? No. Because Fury will use his size, his reach, and his attributes, to the advantage, to his advantage to defeat Usyk. However, Joshua being one of the Joshua being one of the hardest power punchers, in the division in boxing. After all, should be enough to do the job, but it's not going to be easy. Let me tell you guys, some people have been writing me and saying, well, Joshua is just going to blow Usyk out in round 1. It's going to be so easy. Make another dream. It's going to be fin trick. This one a real fight, and Usyk is coming to win. Joshua must be mentally ready, mentally prepared. Let's get our brother on here. We have Isioma in the house. Let's get Adewale in from Alberta, Canada. How you doing, brother?
Beautiful.
Adewale?
I'm good, brother. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for having me. And it's good to see Isioma finally, man. It's been a while, brother. I'm just gonna say that this AJ Usyk fight is actually one of the best fights of 2021. And if you're a boxing fan, you should be very excited about this one. I understand many people love AJ, but for a second, remove that great love that you have for Joshua. Just view it like a boxing fan. And I say this because this fight reminds me of Evander Holyfield when he came to the heavyweight division and fought against Riddick Bowe the first time for the WBC title. In that fight, Holyfield ended up losing a unanimous decision. The fight went the distance. But the main difference that made that fight go to Bowe was that Bowe was physically bigger and stronger, because Holyfield came in extremely game, extremely ready, mentally, physically, in every way, shape, or form. This guy was ready to win that fight. But unfortunately, Riddick Bowe was as ready as he was. So it was a case of a great big fighter versus a great smaller fighter. And the great big fighter won. And I feel like the same thing is going to happen when Joshua and Usyk grace the ring. It's going to be a case where a great big fighter in AJ versus a great slightly smaller fighter in Usyk, and AJ should get the job done. Initially, I was thinking AJ would knock this guy out. That was my prediction, but now I'm just going to downgrade it to a unanimous decision victory for Joshua, because Usyk, trust me, he would know how to survive. He would know how to get away from the tough punches for 12 rounds and for not get knocked out. But do I see him beating AJ? I really don't think so. AJ has already lost to Ruiz, and that loss to Ruiz arguably made him a better fighter. With David Haye's commentary saying AJ needs to go in there and slug it out. Pretty much, I'm just paraphrasing what David Haye said. AJ needs to go into the fight, slug it out, and get the victory. Do not box Usyk. I agree with him to a large extent, but at the same time, I feel like AJ needs to combine his boxing abilities, what he did against Ruiz the second time, and his power punching abilities, the aggressive killer. He needs to have that mindset. I also realized that AJ, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, okay? So you emotional AJ fans, don't hate me for saying this. AJ does not have the greatest chin. If AJ gets touched on his chin, there is a chance he could get knocked out. And Usyk is not known to be a power puncher, but you really can't tell, man. These guys are big guys, 6'3", 215 pounds. If he punches you on the chin, you can get knocked out. We've seen AJ fight extremely cautious in the past. When he got knocked out against Vladimir Klitschko, his next fight against Carlos Takam and Joseph Parker, he was cautious. And then going forward, he got knocked out against Andy Ruiz in the rematch where he won. He took the belt back from Ruiz. He was extremely, extremely cautious. And then the fight after that against Kubrat Pulev, it was a mix. It was cautious in the beginning, and then he went for the kill later on. So I just feel like this time around, AJ needs to be cautious. He needs to implement some of that cautious fighting style, and at the same time, be ready to go for the kill. Because if you fight on the inside against Oleksandr Usyk, you're putting this guy at a position where he's not comfortable with. Go on the inside, throw those body punches, give him the uppercuts. Bro, don't let this guy rest. I feel like Usyk might have a better engine than AJ, but we are yet to see that, because right now he has gained so much weight. He's in the heavyweight division. He's trying to pack muscle, trying to pack weight. We don't know how that would affect his longevity in terms of his his breathing abilities, how fast he gasses out and stuff like that. If Usyk diminishes slightly from where he was, then that plays to AJ's favor. I feel like AJ has what it takes to fight this guy on the inside, beat him up. If he fights him on the outside, he's putting himself at a disadvantage because Usyk knows how to box very, very well. Usyk outboxed a guy that has the same dimensions as AJ in Joe Joyce. But then Joe Joyce is a much slower fighter than AJ. And, at the end of the day, man, AJ needs to implement a mixture of boxing and slugging. Go for this guy, man. Don't give him a breather, bro. I wish you guys could watch the first fight between Holyfield and Riddick Bowe and see the game plan that Riddick Bowe implemented. At some point, these guys were fighting on the inside. Everything that Holyfield was throwing at Riddick Bowe, nothing could hurt Riddick. And that was demoralizing Holyfield. He realized that, man, I have this big monster in front of me. I've thrown everything that I have, including the kitchen sink. He's not going anywhere. Man, let's just see how it goes. And Bowe was coming back with sharp counter left hooks, straight right hands, uppercuts. It was putting a beating on Holyfield. That fight ended up unanimous decision. Eventually, they fought 2 other times. Riddick Bowe won 1-1. Holyfield 1-1. The only reason why Holyfield lost, the only reason why Riddick Bowe lost the second fight to Holyfield was because he was too relaxed. He had become the heavyweight champion after defeating the former undisputed cruiserweight champion. He was treated like a star. He was going on many interviews around the world, being invited as a special guest. That wouldn't be the case for Joshua because Joshua has already tasted stardom. He has tasted fame, fortune. He has tasted money. Nothing phases Joshua. Joshua should go into the fight extremely game. Beat this guy on the inside, bro. If you're feeling like you're gassing out, man, take a few steps back. I'm not a boxing coach. I feel like his coaches know what to tell him. But Joshua just needs to go in there, mix it up in terms of boxing and power punches, and he'll get the job done.
Thanks, brother. You also failed to mention the fact that Usyk has never been down. Never been knocked down, bro.
Man, brother,
what do you make of that? Like because the way people are saying that Usyk gets knocked out, like he's not known to have a weak chin or a great chin. So because we've never seen him down, he fought Gaziev. Gaziev, who's a power puncher, couldn't even knock him down. Although got him wobbled a little bit, but couldn't knock him down. But this is heavyweight. Joshua is a giant, But this is a tricky fight for Joshua, bro. Yeah.
Brother, you know what? I feel like Usyk might actually get knocked down in this fight against Joshua. He might, but he probably knows how to survive, even if he gets knocked out. Because, man, this is the heavyweight division, man. AJ is not Gaziev. AJ is absolutely not Riddick Prescott. What's that other guy's name that he beat in the Super Series? AJ is none of those guys. AJ is a 6'6", 250-pound monster. And this is a guy that has shown that his engine, his what's the word now? His ability not to gas out has improved over time in the division. This guy is fighting against a smaller guy that is not known to be a power puncher. I feel like if AJ leans his weight on Usyk for 6 straight rounds, hooking him on the body, hooking him on the jaw, uppercutting him from every angle possible, Usyk is going to get weak. He might actually get dropped. But at the same time, Usyk is a very good boxer. So AJ will be wary of what's coming back from Usyk. But I just don't think Usyk will be able to survive 12 rounds with a highly motivated Joshua. Joshua is not a joke, man. And Usyk is not a joke as well. But, man, you can't just go in there, fight against the unified heavyweight champ of the world and think you're going to have it easy. Bro, Joshua has what it takes to win this fight. I favor Joshua by, in my opinion, it's a 68-32 fight in Joshua's favor.
Why not 70?
Usyk is good, man. We have to give Usyk some credit. He's not a bum, you know. This guy is a very good fighter, you know. But if he had that power punch, if Usyk was a power puncher, I would have upgraded it to like 65-35. Or sorry, yeah, 65-35. But Usyk is not really a power puncher, and he wasn't able to do much with Chisora. He wasn't able to do much with Witherspoon. I just don't know, man. Joshua will be too much for Usyk. All Joshua needs is that full motivation, which I already feel like he has after surviving, after coming back and defeating Andy Ruiz. He already has the physical dimensions in his favor. He has the power punch in his favor. Bro, if AJ lands clean on Usyk's jaw, my guy, Usyk is going 9-9, man.
Well, if AJ lands clean on anyone's jaw, that person will go 9-9 or get dropped. He's got that power, bro. You know. Let's get Abra on here. Ibrahim.
Yes, sir.
So what you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. How's everyone doing?
I mean, we're good, bro. So what's your take on this, bro?
I mean, I don't want to pretty much said it all. You know, honestly, he's pretty much said it all. In fairness to David Haye, I listened to that interview. He said, like, I don't see any how AJ loses this fight. Do you know what I'm saying? So just to put it out there before people start bashing him, let them go and watch the interview first. He was asked the question. He was just like, yeah, like AJ all day, unless he goes in there and tries to box Usyk, which would be silly. Do you know what I'm saying? So he's basically saying, like, don't go in there and try and box this guy. Go in there, use your attributes. Do you know what I'm saying? Bully him and knock him out. Like, he doesn't see this being a point swing for AJ. He sees this being a knockout. And I would kind of have to agree. And I know I've had to apologize many times for the way that I'm disrespecting Usyk in this fight, because I think he's a great boxer. But I also don't really see a path to victory unless AJ allows it. Unless, like the one that says, AJ decides to just box on the outside. Now, with that being said, he definitely needs to mix it up. If he goes in there trying to throw power punches, like Usyk is a slick boxer. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just go in there and try and throw power punches against this guy who's going to be, well, we don't know if he's going to be faster, but we'll assume he's going to be faster. Do you know what I'm saying? The AJ. Like, you're just going to look silly all day. Do you know what I'm saying? So, you've got to box. You've got to move around, set up the power punches, get Usyk comfortable, and get him walking into big punches. Do you know what I mean? But that's really how I see the fight going. Like, bro, look, man, I don't see this fight going 12 rounds. No way. You know what I'm saying? No way. And if he does go 12 rounds, big up to Usyk, man, because he's going to be taking some lever in there. And we will know about his chin. And if he's there in the 12th round, that means he is taking some big punches and he's still there. So that's going to be massive respect to him, but I don't see that happening.
I think you guys are underestimating Usyk. Usyk has been sparring with Vladimir Klitschko. And do you know what Johnny Nelson said? You remember?
Yeah, he said he danced around Klitschko.
Remember when he said he danced around Klitschko? Like, you know, this guy is a slick boxer. I don't know if Joshua will catch Usyk clean. If Usyk allows that, he's going to sleep.
All of that was all well and good before we saw Usyk in heavyweight. You know what I'm saying, yeah? Like, don't forget, when Usyk was coming to the heavyweight, this was the talk. People talking, oh, you heard Johnny Nelson give you, Usyk's going to come and he's going to run through this heavyweight. Like, this is what we were all kind of expecting, because we used Johnny Nelson's words as a yardstick for how he could potentially perform in the heavyweights. The reality doesn't quite back that up. The reality doesn't say that. Like, what would Klitschko do to the opponents that Usyk was for? Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Usyk did not look scintillating against these guys. In fact, there are people who think he lost the Chisora fight. Yeah, so I'm not going to be saying, no, I've been, oh yeah, look what he did to me. I didn't see that. I didn't see it. Don't get me wrong, I trust Johnny Nelson, but I didn't see it. I can only go for what I've seen. And what I've seen is not telling me that. On top of that, if you look at this guy now, he looks to be putting on weight. I honestly do not get that strategy. Maybe there's something I don't know. Like, I trust Papichenko. He's a great coach. You know what I'm saying? But I don't, like I said, I don't know winning. Like, listen, these guys know much more about boxing than I do. But I just can't see why you're putting on weight and taking away what I would probably say is your only advantage in this fight. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to become a big puncher overnight, bro. Like, you couldn't stop Joe. Like, well, that's not fair. Joe Joyce has got iron jaw, to be fair. But, like, you know what I'm saying? You're not known to be knocking man out. You're known to outpoint people. You know what I'm saying? You're known for your amateur style boxing. What, all of a sudden, what, in 6 months, you're going to become a big puncher, yeah? I don't think so. I don't think so. So, like, when you put all of these things together, bro, like, from what I've seen with my eyes, and from what I'm seeing in terms of the way, well, I find it difficult. There's no path to victory for me. But I'm not like, unless AJ allows him, unless AJ decides to, fight on the back foot for the whole 12 rounds, then obviously there's going to be plenty of Usyk's hands. But apart from that, I'm not disrespecting Usyk, bro. I'm just saying, styles make fights. And in this particular fight, you're fighting a heavyweight who can move, who can punch. You know what I'm saying, yeah? And he's the heavyweight champion, unified heavyweight champion of the world. It's not a mug. See what I'm saying? So, like, if you're coming into that, I have to look at it and say, okay, here are your attributes and here are his attributes. How do I see you winning? I see you outpointing him. Okay, is he going to let you outpoint him? I don't see him doing that. Okay, so that's the only way I see you winning. I don't see him letting you outpoint him. Yeah, what else am I going to say? I'm going to tell the truth, bro. I think you're going to get toughies. I think it's going to be a knockout. But it's not disrespecting him. Like, I'm not trying to. Like, I qualified the first. I always have to apologize for the way I'm speaking about the fight because, like, I appreciate he's a great fighter. Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm just looking at this fight as an isolated situation, and I don't see a path to victory.
Thanks, brother. I do appreciate your opinion. Let's go down here. Anthony, quick. Anthony, are you with us, bro?
Yeah, Ray, I'm right here.
Yeah, bro. How you doing? Like, what's your take on this, brother?
My advice for Anthony Joshua, I see Anthony Joshua winning anyway in the first place, and my advice for him is to be careful because of so far with what I've heard about Usyk. I think he's a dangerous fighter, and it's not going to be an easy fight. But AJ being a strong-minded person regarding fight, I think he will definitely prevail. You shouldn't underestimate Usyk, and he should just continue to believe in himself and go back to Usyk's old fight and see what he can draft out. But I believe he will win. So that's a short one from me.
Thanks, brother. God bless you for that. Let's go about here. It's your ma. Long time, bro.
Yeah, long time. Howdy, brothers. Good to be with you guys
bro,
again.
What happened to you? What happened to you, bro? Like, you've been so busy, man. Nigeria, man. Like, bro. Yes, man. I saw the fuel price don't hike.
Brother, I don't want to talk anything Nigeria now.
We not see you waiting.
I don't make my blood level increase. So
oh, okay. All right, brother. God bless you. What is your take on this right here, bro?
Oh well, I want to just key up behind the positions, the opinions, and the submissions of my brothers, Adewale, Ibrahim, Anthony, and I want to imagine the son of would also have same line of thought. If you do remember vividly, you know that I've never disrespected Usyk since this fight was scheduled for, even before it was officially announced. I mean, the fight date was officially announced. I've never disrespected Usyk in any way. I feel, like I've always said, that this is going to be one of AJ's most challenging fights. Might not necessarily turn out to be his toughest, but might be one of his most challenging. And I do say so because, I mean, this is the first time I think he's going to be fighting someone who's just come straight from cruiserweight. I still see I still see this dude as fresh in the heavyweight division. It's just 2 years in the division. Okay, October 2019 to October 2021. So it's just 2 years in the division. And he really hasn't been that tested, in my opinion. The only veritable test that he did have was against Chisora, and we saw that Chisora threw his weight around him, and the outcome of that fight is still contestable in some quarters. And I think either Adewale Ibrahim did allude to that some persons still think that Chisora had the better of Usyk. Having said that, it's going to be a tough fight for AJ because it will be both psychological and tactical. Okay, we know Usyk is a tactical fighter. We know he's a boxer through and through. He might not have the knockout power, but I mean, he's also knocked out some very, very decent fighters. A typical example of the decent fighters that he's knocked out is Tony Bellew. Okay, and we know that Tony Bellew is no mincemeat when it comes to fighting. Even when he was fighting at cruiserweights, we knew he wasn't a mincemeat. This guy has had a decision against Maris Bradis. We know that Bradis is no joke. This guy had a decision against Glowacki. Okay, yeah. What's our brother's name again? That's decapitated Glowacki. Loris Okole, yeah. Loris Okole might have made a light work of Glowacki, but I mean, when Usyk fought Glowacki in 2016, Glowacki was still pretty much in his heydays, all right? And Usyk had the better of him, even though it was by unanimous decision. So it's really not going to be a walk in the park for AJ. If it turns out to be a walk in the park, I will be super doubly elated, all right? But I do want to believe that AJ is not going to be underrating the possibilities that Usyk can bring in the ring. And if we're talking about Usyk being a boxer, I want to pan to what David Haye said in that interview, but I also do think that David Haye should remember that AJ also does box. He does not only knock out, he can also box. He showed us he could box against Ruiz 2. He showed us he could box against Joseph Parker. He showed us he could box against Povetkin. Okay, so I think that when it comes to boxing, we might not necessarily say that Usyk is just going to have the better of AJ because AJ also does box. AJ is a complete all-round boxer. Okay, he is a balanced pugilist, in my opinion. Even though Usyk might not have been knocked down, we've had instances where a never knocked down fighter eventually got knocked down. So long as you are human, what you thought would never happen might eventually happen. We imagined that Mike Tyson was going to be messed up the way James Buster Douglas messed him up. Okay, it shocked the world. Those of us who were Mike Tyson's fans, as young as we were back in the day, we felt like the light was taken out of our existence. Okay, even though I remember my father vividly, almost weeping because Mike Tyson was messed up. All right, when AJ was messed up by Andy Ruiz, I know the mood back here in Nigeria. It was sober, it was numb. People felt numb. All right. But for the grace of AJ, the way he took the loss, the assurances he gave to his fans, we saw hope again. So Usyk is likely going to get his own portion of the meal, okay, portion of the sour soup in this fight. Because look, when AJ touches you, particularly when he lands those combinations, and there's hardly anyone AJ has fought that he did not land those combinations. Those fast 2-3 combinations and those uppercuts, I think that Usyk will feel the impact. And I do hope that AJ will not commit the error he committed against Vladimir Klitschko. I think that was around 6 or around 5, I can't remember now. You knocked Klitschko down and you expended your energy, and Klitschko, being an elite fighter, took advantage of it. Well, thank God that He was pummeling AJ towards the end of that round. If it wasn't towards the end of the round, Klitschko would have knocked AJ stone cold, right? He also committed an error against, evidently against Andy Ruiz. Okay, but you could see that in the second fight against Andy Ruiz, he became a Muhammad Ali-like. Please understand my qualification before you begin to crucify me for liking AJ to Muhammad Ali. He became a Muhammad Ali-like in that fight. He brought the sweet science of the sports to bear. All right. He told himself, if I don't get to knock this guy out, I'll score him. At the end of the day, it is the scoring, it is the points that you bag that will determine the winner. And I mean, he achieved that. In the fight against Kubrat Pulev, you could tell that AJ was an absolutely cautious, methodical, calculated boxer. All right. He wasn't necessarily looking for the knockout, but when the knockout came, he took his chances. Yeah, some persons would be like, he knocked him down. Was it twice in the third round? Why didn't he finish him up? Do you want him to go finish him up against, like he did against Ruiz, and get caught? It has now been seen that AJ does not have the strongest of chins, even though he can bounce back. All right, he doesn't have the strongest of chins. So if you know your weakness, you play less on your weakness and play more to your strength. That's what I think this should be. And I want to believe that he's just going to go cautious on Usyk. He might not be looking for the knockout, but when the knockout comes, he will take his chances. But I do think that the knockout will come, and I think it will come from anywhere from round 7 to round 10.
Round 7 to round 10. Are you forgetting that Usyk gets stronger as fights goes on?
Yeah, he gets stronger, but he's not tasted the strength that he is going to be having in this fight. We should also not overlook that.
Well, he has tasted the strength of Joe Joyce, bro. Joe Joyce is a powerful guy.
When was that?
Well, some years ago. Well, semi-professional, bro.
Yeah, they were not professionals. They were not pros. They were not fighting in the heavyweight division that it is today. Okay, the Joshuas would have fought a super heavyweight when they were fighting in heavyweight. Okay, Usyk has not. He has not. He's yet to get this game that he's getting into this September. Don't take anything away from Usyk. I mean, I have massive respect for him. I will always say that. But it will, of course, be an absolute upset if Usyk gets the better of AJ, whether by points, let alone by knockout. But I honestly do not see that happening, not because of patriotism or fanship. It is because of the comparison between these two. I think AJ would have him, but I also believe that he would have some touches on AJ's face.
Thanks, brother. I do appreciate your take on this. Before I get to what I was supposed to get to, we'll get our brother on here, son of Adekoya Omoguja.
Yes, sir. Evening,
How you doing,
guys?
brother? Evening, brother.
Not bad. I'm just enjoying this conversation. I'm a little surprised that everyone is so confident. You know, I'm not quite as confident as all of you guys. If I was going to put a score on it, I would probably say I'm more in the 60-40 or maybe 62-38 AJ. There are a number of reasons. Like I said, I think we've spoken about this before. AJ has only fought one southpaw in his heavyweight career. He's not used to fighting southpaws. Also, Usyk has a very extensive amateur background. Although they both won gold, Joshua was a relative novice going into that Olympics. You know, and in fact, his boxing IQ, ever since the first Ruiz fight, he admitted that a lot of the things that he's learning now, he never used to do. That he never used to slip punches. That he would just go in for a tear up. So I do think that in terms of boxing IQ, that Usyk is ahead of him. However, the idea that AJ can't box him, I don't necessarily agree with that, because he's not Chisora. Chisora is more of a brawler. AJ doesn't fight like that. He's more of an intermediate fighter at long range than up close. So if I was going to advise AJ, what I would simply say is just, in fact, like I said, watch Teofimo Lopez versus Lomachenko. The way Teofimo used his size to intimidate Lomachenko. He jumped on him from the start, was shooting his jab. As Lomachenko was circling, was hitting him to the body. Eventually, Lomachenko had to take chances to come inside. And I think that's exactly what he needs to do. Force Usyk to come inside. So he can't stick to his game plan of moving around and jabbing and trying to steal the fight, because that's what he's going to do. As far as, I mean, the only concern I have is people seem to be kind of taking this for granted that AJ is just going to beat this guy. And it's based on his performances at heavyweight. And if you remember, his 2 fights at heavyweight, the first fight against Charles Witherspoon, he had to postpone like 2 or 3 times because of injury. Chisora, he didn't fight the pandemic and all of that, and also injury. It was another year and a half or so before he fought Chisora. So there was a lot of time in between that. The other thing is, people are saying, oh, he's bulking up, putting on weight. He might be. I mean, they show pictures. I see pictures on YouTube and all that. I don't know if I believe it. I don't know if to me, I think all of this is misdirection. You know, the guy is going to come. He knows exactly how he's going to try and want to fight AJ. He's not going to change. He's going to try and beat him on the outside and steal the fights. But all in all, I still favor AJ, all things being equal. I think he should find a way to win. Whether it's by late stoppage or points decision, I still think AJ should win.
You know what's so funny though? Let me tell you guys something. This is the first time 2 heavyweight boxers, even 2 boxers, 2 Olympic medalists that got their Olympic gold in the same tournament are fighting each other. This is just not a fight. This is history being made right here. And when I look at a lot of our people not rubbishing, but kind of underestimating Usyk, I just laugh. Say, I did this before. I know Andrews Jr. is not Usyk, because Usyk is more skillful than Andrews Jr., no doubt. But don't you think, for the fact that this is history in the making, 2 Olympic gold medalists who medaled in the same Olympic tournament, that was 2012 London Olympics, fighting each other. The first time ever this is happening. What motivation do you think Usyk gets from this, Adewale?
Brother.
Yeah, bro.
I need you to repeat that question. I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
Like, what motivation do you think Usyk gets from this sort of scenario whereby both fighters, him and Joshua, medaled in the same Olympics, got a gold medal? Usyk fought as an heavyweight, Joshua as a super heavyweight. Both got gold. This is why I said this is not just a fight, this is history in the making.
Yes.
Do you think Usyk...
just like you said.
Yeah.
Just like you said.
All that is just marketing though.
Well, my marketing, bro. It's not about marketing. This is also a psychological warfare, bro. Like, this thing is gonna play into Usyk's mind a lot of time. This guy is Usyk not be mama you.
Bro,
let Adewale come in, bro. You go counter him. Adewale come in.
So you know what I was gonna say. history repeats itself. And we've already seen this in the past. Even though this is historical, it's the first time two guys that fought in the same Olympics, one in super heavyweight, one in heavyweight, both winning gold, are fighting against each other in the pros heavyweight division. It's still reminiscent of Holyfield Riddick Bowe, in my opinion. The first fight. Holyfield was extremely mentally ready, because I was very, very surprised having watched that fight later on when I became a boxing fan and I was doing my research on old great fights. Holyfield took so much punishment and he wasn't getting dropped. He wasn't going anywhere. He was returning the shots as the shots were landing on him from Riddick Bowe. And I feel like that level of motivation, nothing exceeds it. Nothing. In the rematch, Holyfield beat Riddick Bowe because Riddick Bowe had slacked. He had reduced his motivation, had dwindled a little bit because he was the heavyweight champion of the world. He was getting so much screen time. He was partying all over the place. And then in the trilogy, Riddick Bowe was so motivated again that how the hell did I lose to this small guy? But you know what happened in the trilogy? Which also testifies to the mental strength and how ready a fighter can be. In the trilogy, Riddick Bowe got dropped. Holyfield landed a solid uppercut and Bowe was on the canvas. And guess what? Bowe came back and knocked Holyfield out. Bro, let me tell you, man, mental strength is so powerful in this boxing game that it should never be counted aside. Now, the motivation that Oleksandr Usyk will have from, being in the same Olympics, a gold medalist, competing on top of the world in the heavyweight division, about to be the unified champion of the world, there is no motivation that can be greater than that. So I feel like with the highest level of motivation that he has, combined with his highest level of skill set acquired from training during the training camp, using Papachenko and all the other assistant coaches in the team, if his physical abilities cannot do more than it can, then there is nothing that can be done. He'll get beat up. It's like saying, yeah, man, you're running through the jungle, you're walking through the jungle, and next thing, you see a lion. Now, adrenaline runs through your body. You have the ability to run away from the lion, but not for so long. Eventually, if there is no safe place for you to run to, you will get caught by the lion and you'll get eaten.
I love that.
Oleksandr Usyk, he might have all the adrenaline rush in the fight. He might have all the motivation. Man, I'm going to be the heavyweight champion of the world. Listen, if AJ is as motivated as him, there is nothing he can do. Because AJ has the physical strength. He has the experience advantage in the heavyweight division. He has everything to beat this guy. But if AJ slacks for 1 second, then the game might change. Anything can happen.
Interesting, brother.
That's
Ibrahim.
basically what I was gonna say. Yeah, that's basically what I was gonna say. Like all that, yeah, Olympics, gold medal, yeah, all of that. So that's marketing. That's let the hand handle all of that. That's gonna sell the fight. That's what
Bro, it is not only marketing. I don't understand it. Usyk, he come from a former Soviet Union country. Former Soviet country. You know how they be for that side.
was former.
My brother.
My brother,
they still get that blood for their body.
Nigeria
don't try them all.
Nigeria still the jungle. Which one concern us concern that one? That don't matter.
Nigeria never fight war where Ukraine don't fight. So maybe we put that one.
Why do you say that? How many people died in the
Nigeria never fight.
How many people died from Biafra? How many people died from Biafra compared to the Ukrainian war? Let's not play that game anyway. It doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is all of that is irrelevant, right? All of that is irrelevant because the motivation is enough. You're coming to become the unified heavyweight champion after already becoming undisputed in cruiserweight.
Bro, let me tell you one thing, bro. Let me tell you one thing. For Ukraine to stand up against Russia, who is a superpower, bro, Nigeria can even sort out to even Benin Republic, yes. I'm gonna put down myself. Nigeria can even sort out to Benin Republic. Talk about Ukraine sort out to Russia. Yeah, more live that one.
I take exception to that. You cannot talk about my beloved country that way.
I'm not. You see, man, listen, bro. Listen, bro. Listen, you see, man. No offense. Don't be angry, bro. I mean, I'm a Nigerian too, but I mean, we have to speak the truth, right? I mean, come on, the Republic is pushing us to the corner.
Is it because Benin Republic are descendants of the Benin Kingdom? That's why you're talking that way.
No. It's not bad, bro. It's not bad descendant now.
I'm just pulling your leg, boy.
I know, but this is about the reality, bro. Like, we have been pushed all over. Like, this is crazy, bro.
But let's be honest, they're also doing the right thing. I'm with them on this. Like, let's speak facts. I'm with them on this. Because why the fuck are they coming for Sunday? You've gone to his house, you've killed people there, like, you've ransacked the whole place, pretty much burned it down, and you're still hunting for the guy for what? Why is Benin Republic? Why are they under any obligation to hand them over?
Bro, Nigerian government are only bullies to the citizens, nothing more. You know,
exactly.
That's just it. But when I talk about the Soviet mentality, I'm talking about this country has stood up against Russia and still standing up against to Russia. So you know the kind of mindset. Do you know? Listen,
AJ knocked out the Russian. AJ knocked out the Russian. How about that?
but Klitschko's a Russian, bro.
No, I'm talking about this guy.
Povetkin.
Yeah, Povetkin's not a Russian.
Yeah, come on.
Povetkin. Yeah, I thought you said Pulev. Well, Povetkin was already past his prime, though. Like, you know already. So let's forget about that. Let's forget about that. He was already past, bro. He was already past his prime. Let's forget about that, bro. Yeah, so,
you know already. When he knocked out Dylan White, if he passed the prime for AJ time, what happened to Dylan White time?
Joshua,
3 years later.
Joshua knows how to deal.
Dylan White is not that good, man.
Joshua knows how to deal with all soldiers. You know, so let's just forget about that, because I'm just speaking from experience, you know. So this is what I'm saying. Like, if to you, him winning that gold is just a gold, but to him it's not like that.
No, that's not what I'm saying, because actually the Olympics in the Eastern Bloc is everything. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. But I'm saying in this context, like, that's just irrelevant in this context, because he's the undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world. He's coming over to fight the unified heavyweight champion of the world, bro, who everyone thinks is going to batter him. Like, that's already strikes. That's his motivation. AJ's motivation is this guy is the cruiserweight undisputed champion. He's more skilled than me. That's what everyone is saying. I'm going to go in there and show these guys what skill is. I'm going to box his head off and then knock him out. Like, that's their motivation. And then I've got undisputed fight. Usyk is like, I'll knock this guy out. For the next fight, I'm going to make like 15, 20 mil. Fuck the gold medals, bro. This is not even like, the motivation levels already there is very fucking high. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said all that other stuff is just marketing to get bums on seats and to get us to tune in. Yeah? That's all good. But in terms of their motivations, the reasons why they want to win those fights, come on, bro. Like, the gold medal doesn't even come into it, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because there's already enough on the table for them to work on and for them to worry about than even thinking about, oh, I'm going to get one over. You're not getting one over him. He won his gold medal in his weight class. You know what I'm saying? You won yours. You're both good. Now we're coming to see, you know what I'm saying, yeah, who's the daddy in this heavyweight. That's it.
Thanks, brother. Isioma, you want to come in? Adeko, you want to come in?
Oh, well, it's a beautiful history that these two have and share. London 2012 was the platform, was the elevator to their history. All right. Both gold medalists at the London 2012 Olympics, and both have gone on to do great and unimaginable things in their weight classes. Both unified their divisions. One turned out to be undisputed in his division. The other could have been but for the politics around the game. So it's a rich history that is between the two of them. There's no doubt in that. And of course, it is a propeller for both camps also. Okay. But I do think that if there's anyone who should be the more motivated going into this fight, it should be Usyk, because I mean, this dude is coming from a lower class division. If he does beat AJ, I can imagine the narrative that will come from his camp, will come from his country. Okay, I can imagine the bragging rights that he will go about with, and I also can imagine the shades and insults and outright, the outright verbiage, disrespect that will come from some of the heavyweights who do not like Anthony Joshua. Okay, so I think that Usyk is really going to be, he's supposed to be more motivated. But AJ has come to that point where it isn't motivation that takes him in there. It is the desire to keep improving. And he keeps saying it, that he's still learning. He does not consider himself at par with other heavyweights who have been in the sports longer before him, who even had more amateur experience than he did have. Okay. For AJ, it will be to prove that even though humans are beatable, that when a human has improved and has learned the more, he will continue to soar high. All right. I do not see the possibility of Usyk being the winner in that fight. Remember, I used the word possibility, so it means I'm not saying it cannot happen, but I do not see the possibility of it happening. I think AJ is going to have the better, but I think it will be a classical fight night, and I think it is one that will go down in history as one of the best boxing bouts to have ever been witnessed in this century. So yes, I think that history is really going to be a motivation. And in closing, let me ask, what country is Usyk from again?
Ukraine.
What country is Klitschko from again?
Ukraine.
Ukraine, but it was not born in Ukraine, bro.
Klitschko was not born in Ukraine.
No, Klitschko was not born. Klitschko is actually from, I think from Kazakhstan also.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's from a dog.
Bro, he's from Kazakhstan, bro. He was not born in Ukraine.
Klitschko is Ukrainian.
No.
Whether he was born outside of Ukraine or in Ukraine, he's Ukrainian.
No.
Okay. Which country was he represented?
Of course, he was born in USSR, okay, Soviet Union, because that was part of Soviet Union at that time. But he was born in Kazakhstan. Yes, he was born in Semi, now Kazakhstan.
No, what I'm asking is,
my daughter was born in England.
Claim?
Bro, we are not talking about that right now, bro. We're talking about during the Soviet era, bro. It's different.
No, it's the same thing. The moment Wilder declared that he is Edo, we jubilated and we accepted him as Nigerian. Okay, in the
God bless you.
In God the ranking, the recent ranking that came out yesterday or so, Anthony Joshua's nationality had Great Britain, England, United Kingdom, England, and Nigeria.
The reason why I'm saying this is what I'm saying. You said where is he from? Okay, and yeah. I told you he's originally from Kazakhstan, born in Ukraine. I'm not saying he's not from Ukraine, but this way he was born. He was born in Kazakhstan, in Semi, Kazakhstan.
Okay, Kazakhstan was it part of the old Soviet Union?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
It was.
Case closed.
That is where Gennady Golovkin is also from.
Yeah, I mean, case closed. If he's from the old Soviet Union, it's the same thing as what's his name now, Usyk, who is also from the old Soviet Union. There is no human that is not beatable. That's the bottom line submission here. It doesn't matter where you are from, doesn't matter how strong you are, there always is someone out there in the planet that can humiliate you. And which is
Not
why
me,
I was
bro.
wishing,
Not me,
which is why I
bro.
was, sorry, not you, eh? Maybe we should pay you.
Ibrahim, let's have a celebrity match.
No,
I'm busy.
no,
I'm busy.
you need to put Ibrahim
Let's-
with someone in 118 pounds with like
Let's
Rigo
let
down.
let's
Rigo
have
that
a,
will knock you out, bro.
let's have
Rigo
let's
will
have
knock you
a
out,
celebrity
bro.
match.
Oh my goodness.
I'm busy, bro. I'm busy. I'm busy.
A celebrity match. White collar fight. Match. So-
Guys, if you don't mind, I wanted to chip in something real quick. If Adekoya doesn't have anything to say, I was going to chip in.
I don't know if Adekoya have something to say. Adekoya, you
Yes,
want
I
to
have
say?
one.
Okay. Okay, come in. Okay, Adewale, come in quick. Adekoya can come. Oh, Adekoya,
yeah,
come in
so-
first. Come in first.
Yeah.
Come in first.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Listen, man, all this talk about gold medal, to me, I agree. It's just a storyline, PR. The gold medals are gone. They're not up for grabs. The only thing that are up for grabs are the heavyweight belts. And in fact,
What do you mean by the gold medals are gone, bro?
they're gone now. Nobody, they're not. No, you can't win he can't win AJ's gold medal. That is not.
I will tell you right now, bro. Gold medalists are remembered forever. Not every champion can be remembered forever. You know that.
Absolutely.
So don't even go there. Don't even go there to say gold medals are gone, because gold medalists are always remembered forever. World champions are forgotten. In fact, there are so many world champions that have been forgotten. Okay.
That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that he cannot win the gold medal from AJ. AJ will forever be a gold medalist.
Well, he's also a gold medalist, bro.
From that.
He's also a gold medalist. He's also a gold medalist.
I know.
In the same tournament.
What I am trying to tell you is that will not have any bearing on his preparation. All that is going to be is for the PR. The West Sky, the Zone, and whoever is doing it is going to be telling us, oh, the two gold medalists, one was undisputed at cruiserweight, one is unified. That's all the storyline. The motivation for Usyk is legacy. He was undisputed cruiserweight champion. He now has, if he can beat AJ, he'll be one step away from being undisputed heavyweight champion. That is all the motivation he needs. Add to that the money that you get from a rematch, of course. To me, AJ is the one that has something to lose. He's the one fighting a smaller man. He's the one that whose belts are on the line. He's the one who is the prohibitive favorite. So he is the one, to me, who has more of the pressure. That's just my 2 cents.
Okay, bro. He's the one that has something to lose. I don't know if that's true, but Adewale coming.
No, because undisputed is out of the way. Like, undisputed is gone if AJ loses, right? Obviously, they've got the rematch clause in there. But once Usyk got to lose, if Usyk loses, he was expected to lose. No one gave him a chance anyway. He's made his five, six,
the boxing fans, bro. You are looking at it from the like the casual fan standpoint. Okay.
No, I'm not.
The boxing fan,
Tell me one pundit.
Joshua beating Usyk. Is going to make him. Is going to get him in the pound for pound ranking. You know that.
I think it should, but I don't know that it would.
Bro, I say it will. It will, bro.
No one seems to give him the props, bro. No one seems to give him the props.
Usyk is a pound for pound fighter.
How Tyson in there and Joshua's not in there already?
Usyk is a pound for pound fighter. You know already, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So Joshua beats him. That gets him in the pound for pound ranking. That's a fact.
He should.
That's a fact.
Exactly. Klitschko was also pound for pound, bro. Just I'm saying, it doesn't work like these people don't want to give AJ the props he deserves, bro. They don't want to win it. Like
Klitschko was pound for pound.
Of course he was.
Not when he fought Joshua. I don't know about that one.
What? Listen, when or where, whenever, it doesn't really matter.
Not
right?
24, not 24 Joshua, bro. I don't know about that one, bro. I don't know about that one. Not 24 Joshua. It was not in power ranking when he fought Joshua, bro. You have to be.
He was when he fought Fury, though.
But that's different case. He was on like he was the man to beat at that time. So when he fought, then when he fought Joshua, is like that was a different. Of course, let's say Joshua fought the better version of Klitschko than Fury fought, but the 100%. Klitschko that Fury fought was in the power ranking was the king of the heavyweight for a decade. So of course he has to be there. But when Joshua fought him in 2017, that was not the case.
Why? Because he lost one fight.
Well, yeah, because he lost, and Fury,
and they called for a rematch, and the guy just rematched him. I don't know. I don't remember the list at the time, but I don't know whether he was in there or not. But I'm saying, nonetheless, AJ should have got the props, because you look at the heavyweight division. How can you have someone else in there except for AJ? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. So we're not saying because of Usyk he's going to get in there. I don't know that he will, but I do agree with you that he should, because Usyk is a pound for pound.
Ibrahim, I can answer your question, but I won't do that now. I'm just going to chip in real quick what I was about to say. I was looking at the heavyweight history again. David Haye, kind of similar to Evander Holyfield. He unified the cruiserweight division, came to the heavyweight, and then he wasn't really fighting anybody. He fought Valuev, who was also a nobody, to be honest. But then when he fought the big dog in the heavyweight division, Vladimir Klitschko, and then he was complaining about, oh, my toe hurt.
How dare you, bro? How dare you?
Oh, no, bro. Trust me, I loved it.
Valuev was WBA champion, no?
Yeah, it was a nobody, bro. Valuev wasn't a good fighter, bro.
It was a monster, though.
It was a monster. Yeah, it wasn't. It was WBA regular. That was a secondary.
Valuev defeated your Evander Holyfield. Don't forget.
Bro, Valuev. Everybody was kind of Valuev, huh? What are you saying, bro? That monster of a man.
Because this guy looked like Frankenstein, literally, bro. That's the only reason why they were afraid.
Bro, Valuev's head is bigger than Davier's body. Am I lying?
No jokes, bro.
Bro,
let's talk about skills.
Valuev's head. It's not about skills. If Valuev lands on you, you are gone.
It's only about skills, really.
It's the every division, bro. If Valuev lands on you, bro,
none.
His head is bigger than Davier's body, bro.
Man. Valuev, bro, if you put Valuev in there against a guy like Tyson Fury, Fury will box the hell out. Bro, it'll be 12-0.
Let me tell you right now. Let me tell you right now. If that were Fury, he beat Fury, bro. I'm telling you right now.
Valuev versus Tyson Fury?
Yes, he would have beat Fury. The reason why he couldn't beat David Haye is because David Haye was moving. Like, didn't you see how he was moving? Bro, he was a smaller guy. He was able to dodge up. Fury is too big to fight a guy like Valuev. Fury didn't do it.
Bro, then again, David Haye was implementing that moving tactics against Vladimir Klitschko. And then he lost every single round.
But Klitschko is different because Klitschko is a skillful boxer. He's a skillful fighter. Like he's also a good gold medalist. And Klitschko has been fighting guys like that for a long time. Didn't he win gold in 98 Olympics, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, he won a gold too.
So like that shows that this guy has been fighting guys like that. So 98 he's been fighting like, nah man, look at it now. Valuev came into the scene trying to take over. And Valuev didn't have the skill set. But one thing is certain, if Valuev lands on you, you are feeling it. That's a fact. That's why David Haye was running all over the place, and the same Valuev beat Holyfield. Isn't Holyfield better than David Haye?
Holyfield was old then, I beg you.
Even Valuev would have still beat the younger Holyfield because he was still beating now. This is a giant right here. What about giants?
Do you guys think Oleksandr Usyk is a better boxer than Evander Holyfield was at his prime?
Yes, Oleksandr Usyk is a better boxer.
No, I disagree.
Yes,
Holyfield is better.
I would not
He's a-
agree to that.
Oleksandr Usyk is a better boxer than Holyfield. I'm telling you right now. I'm just telling you right now.
I disagree.
I'm just telling you right now. Holyfield I use a lot of headbutts, to win fights.
Holyfield is a better fighter, but I also think Usyk is a better boxer.
Yes, now Holyfield might be a better fighter, but Usyk is a better boxer. Bro, you don't want to underestimate Usyk now. Usyk's skill set is not here. He's not from this world, bro. He's from a different planet.
We're not underestimating Usyk, but we cannot also underestimate who Evander Holyfield was.
I'm not bro. We are talking about boxing now. Boxing.
Yes, exactly.
We're not about fighting. We're talking about boxing.
Like I want you to remember, man. Listen, man. We're comparing the way these unified cruiserweight champs performed at heavyweight. That's why I mentioned Holyfield, David Haye, and now Oleksandr Usyk. Holyfield did not lose until he got to Riddick Bowe, the big dog. Before Riddick Bowe, he was already a unified heavyweight champion when he knocked out Buster Douglas, right? And then he defended those titles against
Foreman,
Big George,
against Larry Holmes.
George, exactly, Big George Foreman. But then again, he got to the big dog and he couldn't do anything with the big dog, Riddick Bowe, because Riddick Bowe was actually a monster, a real killer in the heavyweight division.
And he couldn't beat Lennox Lewis. When Valuev, when Valuev
touch Lewis too.
When Valuev, let me tell you one thing. When Valuev came into the scene, nobody wanted to fight him. Nobody wanted to fight him. Even for David Haye to take that fight alone. That's why David Haye will forever be respected. Valuev, he might not be as skillful as all those guys, but one thing is certain: he will land. And when he lands, you have to be a mover. So, let's say someone like Oleksandr Usyk now, will do well against Valuev, but Valuev will knock him out. Okay, he will do well against Valuev, moving and all this kind of stuff. But
stop it!
No, Usyk will appoint Valuev.
Stop it!
You say Usyk will appoint Valuev.
Oh yeah.
Stop it!
Do you know who do you the Valuev I'm talking about right now? That guy
Valuev is slow, man.
Valuev's head is bigger than the whole Usyk, or bigger than Usyk as a whole.
Valuev was one of the worst heavyweight champions of all time.
Was because of it. Was because of his skill set. Was because of his skill set, right? Right.
He wasn't a big puncher. Now you're making it sound like he was a big puncher. He wasn't a big puncher. He was just a big guy.
No, I know that one, no, because people is beating say otherwise.
Bro,
but anyway,
let me tell you Valuev's record: 50 fights and 34 knockouts. That says a lot. 50 and 34, bro. Even Deontay Wilder, the skinny guy that has chicken legs, he has 43 and 41. Okay.
Valuev did not fight a lot of bombs before.
Don't set up Deontay Wilder now. Don't set up Deontay Wilder in this conversation.
That's not a fair comparison.
You're setting up your guy.
Okay.
Because no. Because
you will go.
Wilder has one of the best knockout ratios of all time, if not the top. So that is not a fair comparison.
Yeah,
bro.
Exactly. All I'm trying to say here is Valuev wasn't that great of a fighter, like the way people portray him to. But let's forget about Valuev.
My brother, Valuev. Listen, look at his record. Look at his record here. 50 wins and just 2 losses, and never been knocked out. Was never stopped by any of. But his 2 losses that he had against Ruslan Chagayev, and who was Ruslan Chagayev was a monster. This guy don't know.
Was a monster.
It wasn't a monster from Germany.
That era.
But in Uzbekistan.
That wasn't a golden era.
Like you know they started German boxing. Shagayev will be saying, he go give you body, may you punch, you go to punch for your tire. Like he was a showman here. It was a showman here. So I'm telling you right now.
Chagayev was never a very good heavyweight. He was just an average. Well, I say just above average heavyweight, man. He was never a top. Never a top heavyweight.
So for someone like this, to have 50 wins, two losses.
But against who now?
Against who? Should we start counting or what? Even his resume right here, huh? His resume and the people he fought.
The best name on his resume is Vander Holyfield.
Is better than a lot of people that I don't want to mention now. But you even right now, people that are fighting right now.
Bro, let's be honest, man.
Should we also ask against who for Wilder? Should we also ask?
Shagaev also Valuev also beat John Reese though. You know that?
I think we should allow Wale to finish his Usyk point too.
Wale finish. Let me just finish my Usyk point, my brothers, man. It's almost 12 noon and I have to leave by 12, my people. So let me tell you guys what, man. Usyk will be a great matchup for Joshua, but if Joshua comes in fully ready, there is nothing Usyk can really do with him, because AJ is just bigger, stronger, more experienced.
Ibrahim, can you mute it on your side, bro? Like there's some noise there. So I mean, okay, now, Duali, continue.
And then my final point before I dip, I just want you guys to realize that right after Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Riddick Bowe's era, the next era of Vitaly, Vladimir, Shigaev, Valuev, that was not a golden heavyweight era. Nobody really cared about that era of heavyweight division. The last golden era was Lewis, Tyson, and the rest of them. And the next era that is supposedly fringe golden era is the Joshua Wilder Fury era. So I don't respect Valuev. I'm sorry. I respect him as a man. I respect what he's accomplished in his career.
And the next golden era, Jagba, Dubois, Ergovic,
Big Baby, and the rest of them. Yeah.
Man,
thank you guys for having me on this great boxing conversation. Salute to every one of you brothers on the panel, and salute to the chat room. Salute to my good sister Lisa Bills. God bless you, sis.
Thanks, brother. God bless you, brother. Catch up with you very soon. Let's get brother on here. Okay, Ibrahim Sonoff and okay, Ibrahim Sonoff and Isioma. Do any of you guys have final thoughts? Sonoff, do you have?
I was just saying. I just hope, like I said, AJ has good sparring. And this fight to me is all about game plan. You know, he's got to have the right game plan and just execute flawlessly. I think he's going to have some. He's going to be frustrated at some point, and he's just got to stick with it, and hopefully, eventually catches up to the guy and slows him down. And let's hope for a late round knockout.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Ibrahim, final thoughts?
Well, listen, it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be an exciting fight. You know, I say it going one way. But look, at the end of the day, what everyone is saying is right. Like, AJ shouldn't underestimate Usyk. But I think that's the only way he loses, if he underestimates Usyk. I think if he takes it seriously, which, you know, I believe very much in his professionalism, I don't see him taking it lightly. And as long as he does that, you know, I only see one winner here, and that's going to be AJ. But listen, either way, I'm going to be tuning in. It's going to be a great fight, and may the best man win, which is AJ.
That's true. I know, bro. I know you wanted it to win. Me too, but Isioma.
Well, Ibrahim just told my closing line. I was going to say, may the best man win on the night. But of course, we know that when we say these things, we also have a biases, and the biases strategy.
That is what you know. They had you at all.
Is that AJ comes out top. Of course, we're going to be watching with bated breath. We'll would be so exasperated, and you know, will be tension soaked. I guess. I can imagine that should any of Usyk's throws get to AJ's head or body and he reacts, we will fringe and curl up in our chairs. But I do pray and believe that AJ comes out tops. I don't think AJ is going to underrate Usyk. I don't see him underrating his opponents. I think he's very respectful of everyone he goes into the ring with. I just want to see a beautiful fight night and the best man coming out tops.
Thanks, brother. God bless you both. Bless you all for coming to the show. I do appreciate you guys. You guys should stay tuned though. Make it not come out yet. I'm going to meet and I'll call. I will talk about some other things very soon. Just make it hold on right here. So guys, for this session, we don't finish this one now. We'll get back to you guys very soon. Stay tuned for more exclusive bangers right here.